Well, welcome everyone to another Christmas with Sledgehammer. Tonight we're gonna have a look at the PlayStation classic called Parasite Eve. A popular game to play around Christmas time for the same reason you like to play Arkham Origin or watch the Die Hard series around this time of the year. It takes place around Christmas and it has heavy Christmas themes in it. Of course I have been wanting to play this game for quite some time, but I had difficulty getting myself a copy of the game. Now this is the first game in the Parasite Eve franchise and it was never released in Europe. Now it was re-released on the PlayStation 3 Play Store in 2011, but the stupid idiots from Square Enix still didn't release in the PAL region because fuck us European folks, right? Anyway, here's what I did. I got myself a second PlayStation Store account that is located somewhere in Manhattan. Then I got myself an American gift card on eBay and I got myself a device to bypass HDCP so I can record footage for you guys. It was a real hassle, but I did it because I love you guys so very much. Anyway, I'm all set to go, so let's check it out. Our story takes place in New York City, the capital of the world. It's Christmas Eve and little Jimmy is eating his favorite food and is also receiving his favorite gifts. Meanwhile, our protagonist, a 25 years old police officer named Aya Bray, has decided to allow friend Zone Gary to take her to the opera.
Gary.
Wow, she must have some really dense tits. Look how far she kicks her heels up and she's slow as fuck. What the hell is she doing? She's almost Naruto running.
I'm Gary.
Come on, loser. We are late for the show.
Gary!
Well, what does a 25 years old smoking hot half-Japanese chick do on a Wednesday on Christmas Eve, you ask?
Gary!
Yes, probably Gary. And also, watch a Romeo and Julia ripoff. I must say, these animations are cutting edge for a game released in 1998. I mean, they're dated, but holy shit! Did she just ignite this dude on fire? This bitch is fucking lit, man. God damn it, she's burning everyone in the crowd. Well, everyone except for Aya and...
I'm Gary!
Move, bitch!
And would you look at this, a couple of minutes in and you're already involved in your first boss fight.
Detective Aya Bray, NYPD. And I'm here to stump a mud hole in your ass and walk it dry.
I'm barely doing any damage here. And I'm losing a lot of bullets. What am I doing wrong here? Wait, am I supposed to blindside her? Fuck, I'm almost out of bullets. Okay, what am I supposed to do now? Should I just die? Let's eat a death beam. Maybe when I lose I get a cutscene or something. Wait, what's this? I have a club. I have a club. Kids, don't be like Sledgehammer. Be safe and always do the tutorial levels. The stage actress, who identifies herself as Eve, is impressed that Aya can withstand her powers and actually feels connected to her. Aya feels that connection as well, as she's having flashbacks of an incident that took place a long time ago. It was Christmas Eve, a day just like this one. Aya lost her mother and sister in a car accident. It was a very sad day that sealed Aya's fate for the rest of her life. Nowadays, as she's getting older and just withering away, she has...
Shit! She's making a run for it. You won't get away with this. Huh. Seems to look safe enough. Ah! Ah! Shit! Fuck! Aya, how could you be so stupid? Ouch! Okay. Get it together, Aya. Get it together. Huh? Oh. Hey there, little one. Hey, wait! Get back here! She probably ran up that corridor toward the end. Oh, I'm so gonna Rasengan her ass.
The fuck is wrong with this rat? Okay, this right here is fucking disgusting, man. Wait a minute! Okay, I understand the whole transformation act, but how does the rat grow in size? Is it generating mass out of the air that it's breathing?
Bitch!
The fighting mechanics are pretty basic turn-based JRPG mechanics with a small twist. You can actually move away from attacks. You can and you should blindside monsters for maximum damage. And you should also make sure to stay within shooting range of your weapon. To be honest, I would rather have the Resident Evil battle system in this game. Turn-based RPG systems just kinda deteriorated over time. I do not understand why every Japanese game produced before the year 2000 has to have some sort of battle system that is like this. Speaking of Resident Evil, The game does have a couple of similarities, as you will have to look for items and solve puzzles to progress in the game. It's Final Fantasy mixed with Resident Evil and sprinkles from the Alien franchise. Now here you see one of the major problems with the game. It is sometimes difficult to identify what item you're supposed to interact with, and it doesn't help that you cannot interact with objects while you're smacking your knees against other objects. You have to stand still and then select the object. Here we read about the substance problems the stage actress named Melissa had before the incident. An interesting backstory to say the least.
What the hell are you doing, Melissa? Now, where did I put the rocket launcher? Where do you think you're going? Floating! Or whatever it is, get over here! Oh, hell no!
This incident happens to take place on Christmas Eve. Of all nights, I would like to represent the citizens of this city and interview you exclusively. Are you crazy? Jim, did you get this on tape?
Scram, buddy! So I heard you went out to the opera with that loser Gary and he ditched you. The opera! You're such a nerd!
I love this guy. Every character is so well introduced and does their part perfectly. Daniel is the heart and soul of the entire story. You have an armory run by a man who hates weapons, working with another guy who would just love to provide you with rocket and grenade launchers.
Set the world on fire, baby!
The captain here gets minimal screen time. In other games they would have made him a regular NPC, but in this game he's sharp, he says the right things, knows how to handle the press, and he even has his moments where he shows some true grit. That donut butt though. He's the fattest guy in the entire precinct, which is probably why they elected him to be chief of police. Speaking of the captain, he just told me to go to the weapons master downstairs. I have no idea how to get out of the office. I'm trapped inside. Maybe I have to speak to somebody. Maybe I lack a key. Maybe there's a secret trapdoor that I didn't see. I had tons of ideas, but it was once again the angle I was clicking. There we go. The game consists of 6 days in which you are on a manhunt for Mitochondria Eve. You get to visit actual locations in Manhattan and you drive there in some of the most intense car driving scenes I have ever seen.
What does she want to tell me in this?
Shut the hell up, boy!
We got wind that Eve is holding a concert in Central Park. Among the crowd is Daniel's ex-wife and his son. Aya is of course the only one who can prevent Eve from decimating them, so she better hurry.
I shouldn't have had that burrito.
Folks, the idea that Eve is able to cause the mitochondrion in everybody's body to overcharge to the point that everybody bursts into flames is fucking genius, because this way we created a reason as to why Aya fights solo. She isn't necessarily the most skilled and most intelligent person for the job. She is the only person for the job. Well, except for Gary, of course.
Gary!
Yes, Gary would have made an excellent protagonist.
Shit. I think Daniel was checking out my butt.
Over the course of the game, Aya develops Parasite Energy, which is much cooler than a mana system because it regenerates automatically and it doesn't need these annoying Final Fantasy eaters. But there is a catch. Every time you use it, regeneration slows down, which forces you to use it more carefully, until you realize that you just have to switch armor pieces to reset regeneration. And as soon as you get the liberation spell, you realize just how broken the system really is. Anyway, I think the episode got once again a little bit too long for my taste. The game is an 8.5 out of 10. I really like the fast pace the game has. I mean, 2 minutes in and you're already deep into action and you're already fighting the game's main antagonist. The character development is also really organic in this game. What I hated about the game were the rusty game mechanics, and around mid-game, the random monster encounters started to wear on me a little bit. Now the game does have 2 sequels that are also pretty good. Now what many do not know is that the game is based on a book that was eventually turned into a movie. I watched the movie and I gotta say, if you are a fan of the franchise, it's definitely worth checking out. It goes to show how good the storytelling in the PS1 game was, because it's basically the same plot as in the movie and it expands upon it. It is like what happens if the protagonist couldn't prevent the birth of the Antichrist. As for the future of the franchise, recently Square Enix trademarked the term symbiogenesis, an evolutionary term that describes two separate organisms that merge into a new superior one, basically the premise of the book. But all we're gonna get is just another stupid NFT project that nobody asked for. But heck, what would you expect from a bunch of corporate fucks? Now, I got my copy for about $6 on the PlayStation Play Store. I showed you guys how to get it, so go ahead and get yourself a nice Christmas gift for the holidays. Anyway, I was Dr. Sledgehammer. Merry Christmas, have a Happy New Year, and I will see you guys in the next Sledgehammer review. Bye.
You are one ugly motherfucker. What? You got to be fucking shitting me!